Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the REC podcast, brought to you by REC Comics and Collectibles. I'm your host, Roman Chavez. With me, as always,
Erik Icarus.
He's a dandy man. He's light on his feet. We're recording in a different spot yet again this week to show you guys more of the store.
Yes.
Erik, you can find us on Instagram at REC Podcast. You can follow myself at Roman REC Podcast. You can follow the shop at REC Comics, and you can come visit us at 7679 North Union Boulevard in Colorado Springs, Colorado. And the Bomb Dude is always around.
I'm around, kids.
If you whisper Bomb Dude 3 times in the mirror, you will wake up later with a big red shanker. All right. How are you doing this week, my friend?
I'm good, man. I'm feeling a little under the weather, but I'm pushing through, kids.
Yeah. Erik was a bit iffy today, and
you say icky?
Icky, a little icky and a little iffy. So it's good. Thank you for getting through for us.
I'm leaking in a couple places, so work with me.
That's too much. It's too much. All right. We went to a con this weekend.
We did. We went to the Denver Comic-Con with
Fan Expo Denver.
Yeah, Erik. With our homeboy Coffee Ken.
Yeah, Coffee Ken, the friend of the show. We went up there, just kind of check out, kind of trying to get into con shape for San Diego, which is coming up here in a few weeks.
Yeah, we've got to get back in the game, kids.
Your boys are heading out again. This will be Erik's second time, and my... I don't know, 12th, 13th, 14th, I don't know.
He was going to the con when it was $40.
It's 75, but for the week.
For the week.
$75 for the week is insane. But it's going to be the first one, the first real one they've had in 3 years.
Yes.
They did a fake baby one in November that I think only losers I think went to that one. So
nice. That's not nice.
A friend of the show, Ken, went to that, and I feel like he just robbed himself of a great experience of the real deal, and maybe he'll have to come out with us on one of these treks one year. But yeah, we went. The big kicker for me was I got to go meet Jim Lee.
Yes,
you guys know I'm a Jim Lee super fan, and he doesn't often go to cons, and this was his first time. Maybe in Colorado, but definitely in Denver.
Yes.
So that was really cool to have to be a part of that. Unfortunately, we had to wear a mask, so I got to take a picture with somebody masked as Jim Lee. I guess it's my word against yours, but it was nice to see him and meet with him. I had the opportunity to meet him at San Diego Comic-Con in 2008, and a couple times after. But the 2008 one was always just very, very memorable.
I ran into Corey Feldman.
Yeah, was he working there?
He was at one of the booths.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could pay to go, but he was walking to the booth.
Oh, okay.
And I just kind of looked up and I saw him, and then he kind of gave me that like he thought I was going to say something to him.
Yeah.
And I just went like this, and I think I might have ruined his day a little bit. Shattered his ego.
He's like, "Oh my God, it's Corey Feldman." Oh my God! All right.
You looked okay.
Yeah.
He looked okay.
How did he look?
He looked a little wispy and just like
a little bit of.
I like to, backtrack on statements I made, and I got to keep myself in the public eye because I'm pathetic.
Yeah, he does do some rather interesting career moves.
I was going to say something really inappropriate, but I'll spare you.
Yeah.
But anyway, he looked like 50-year-old Corey Feldman.
Hey! I mean that's what he is.
That's what he is, and he's charging $50 for a photo op with him. So, whoever paid for that, go jump off a bridge.
Oh
please.
Man, that's harsh,
Please.
but. It's a weird. I'm happy for these guys getting their side hustle because it used to be like a really big joke. When I remember the first year that I went to San Diego, there was this like dark corridor that didn't look like it was properly plumbed or anything, and you had like ex-wrestlers and people who were on Star Trek that were like bit parts, but just like begging you, hoping that you'd come up and take a photo. But now these people can make a living.
They can make a living.
They can make an actual living, and more power to them. If somebody wants a picture with Corey Feldman, I guess more power to you. $50 seems a little steep.
It's steep for Corey Feldman.
I better get an autograph and a selfie.
I saw Gina Carano.
Oh yeah.
So I got to gaze upon her beauty. Love you, Gina. By the way.
Yeah.
I would have, if the line wasn't so long, I probably would have paid. Dude, it was $100.
Everybody said
I would pay for it.
Everybody said she was so cool. Some of my customers here at the shop went, and they said that she was just nothing but a pleasure. She took pictures with everybody. Her line was gigantic.
It's huge.
I thought $100 would deter some people.
Nope,
it did not.
She made a killing. Yeah, Billy West. I saw
nice.
kind of sort of met Billy West, but hi, dude. Because he was walking to the booth.
Yeah.
Too, so
nice.
So I kind of sort of met Billy West.
See anything worth picking up?
Oh, dude, you know what I wanted?
Yeah.
I wanted it bad. It was a little more than I wanted to pay. I wanted to get the was it Daredevil 7?
Yeah.
First appearance of the red suit with Namor the Submariner
on the cover
as well. A little more than I wanted to pay. So me and my boy talked, and he's like, "Look, if you really want it,
we'll find it for better.
Talk about it. We'll sit down and talk about it.
we can find it for better.
Yes, and in better shape. So.
Yeah, I'm not worried about getting it. Fair price at the con, high on the high end, but still,
it was still fair. It wasn't bad.
It can go for that.
If I didn't have somebody in the business, I would probably have bought it. Honestly,
yeah, there was the price was fairly consistent going out, but those guys got to make the money, and I appreciate that. I hate trying to haggle with those guys because I know what those booth fees are, and I get it, guys. So think about that when you're out at your cons. Yes. These guys got to make a living.
Try not to haggle. They settle on the best price they thought. Okay.
If you're gonna haggle, buy a lot of stuff.
There you go.
You know what I mean? Like make it worth their while to get you something. And I get it, guys. And that's part of the biz. And I get it. I know, but I'm just saying there is a lot more into it on the seller's end than maybe people are thinking. Those booth rentals can be insane. The local ones are much smaller. The fees aren't bad. That's why we do the Colorado Springs Comic and Toy Con.
Love seeing all you come out. Those are awesome. Yeah. I don't know if we're doing one this year.
I don't know. I haven't heard.
We haven't heard from
the place. Yet, the place where we normally would do it has been torn down. So
that's right.
So we'll see. We'll see what happens. But yeah, it was a good time, man. I was able to sit in the line and for the Jim Lee experience. Yes. And I got to meet a nice guy who had a cool shield, Captain America shield that was signed by all of these different comic book artists.
That's cool.
Stanley Sig right in the middle, really cool. Mike Zeck.
Oh hey,
lots of.
How about my other boy? Jim
Shooter, dude. I should think his sig might have been on there.
That's awesome.
Your boy Shooter. So he was cool. Let me take a picture with his shield.
Yeah, I saw that.
And I got to have some cool pieces signed. I'm not big on signatures, but I got a Chuck Taylor that Jim Lee designed with Batman on it. I got him to sign one of those. A picture of he and I from 2008 from our first meeting. And then I got I got a toy.
That Harley.
Yeah, this Harley Quinn. It's a Batman toy, but there's an actual Harley Quinn sketch from Jim Lee in it.
Yes.
And he signed the back of the figure box, and it's awesome.
It's so cool. It's pretty killer.
And it was really cool to see what everybody brought. The usual X-Men ones and all that. But there was still there was a guy who had a Quasar that Jim Lee did a cover for.
That's some deep cuts, man.
I don't recognize it. I might need to get it for myself.
I didn't even know he drew on Quasar.
I think he just did the cover too.
Okay.
I have lots to research.
Research on that. That's crazy.
But it was really cool. But it was funny. They were doing them in blocks of 20.
Right.
And I was literally the 20th person on the first block.
Right,
so it was cool. I got to get in and get out. But right when I got up to Jim, he got a phone call, and he was probably on a phone call with his lawyer for 25 minutes. I was like, "Please
hurry up, man.
Don't have to leave. This better not be a serious lawyer thing,
right.
But it was a pleasure. The mask thing bummed me out, but what do you do?
Yeah, what are you gonna do?
I had a great time.
Yeah,
and it was cool. Between you and Ken, you guys got to see the things you wanted to. Yeah. And we were back home before 4:00.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we live in the Springs, so
it's pretty awesome.
It was a really, really nice.
Aside from paying $9 for a cup of coffee and another $9 for a crappy breakfast burrito, that's probably why I'm sick.
Yeah, probably. Tell them about the coffee though, the pump.
Oh, so so you walk up the line, they give you a cup when you purchase your coffee. Yeah, they hand you a cup when you purchase your coffee. Then they have these 2 jugs on the side of the coffee stand where you go fill your coffee. And next to the jugs, they have, your cream, your kind of sugar pourer. And then they had what this person thought was a pump full of sweet cream to put in your coffee. So this person goes up, starts pumping into it. And it turned out it was hand sanitizer. And I felt kind of bad because I thought it was sweet cream too.
Yeah.
Because it was in this weird colored jug. So I was like, oh yeah. And then the person just went, oh, what?
and they had to wait in that line for so long.
No, luckily, yeah. Oh, yeah, initially, yes, yeah.
But, did the coffee people take care of them?
They did.
Oh,
that's
cool.
They were
that's
like,
cool.
"Oh, I'm so sorry," but it's like, why would you have that right there?
Dude, when I was in culinary school, they would put out just miscellaneous bags of powder. So, and you had to say, some of it was like baby formula, flour, dried milk, dried potatoes, detergent. So and dude, it was crazy how much some of these things looked like edible things that were not.
That's a little.
It was a really interesting, really like label things, label stuff.
Very
label stuff.
When you work in the kitchen.
Very important in the kitchen, but yeah, that was. Yeah, man, why would you put it right next to
it was pretty funny, because I would have done the same thing, too. I would have been like, come on.
And you're usually the guy that happens to, so it was nice to see
it was like seeing someone else. Yeah, I didn't even laugh initially.
Good.
I was like, oh, Jesus, no.
But in your case, you would have had to go back in the line.
Oh, you know me, yeah. I'd have wait in line for my coffee, and yeah, but it was all in all, it was a good experience, man. I had fun.
That's good.
But I can't believe they were serving booze there.
Dude, there was so much.
That was kind of freaking me out a little bit.
But Colorado, we are a microbrewery state.
We are proud makers of microbrews here. But again, it's like, you don't want, some of these nerds got hostility in them.
Yeah. And
you bring out that nerd rage.
Yes.
That's what I'm a little, I feel like the beer would be stoking that nerd rage.
I didn't hear about any incidences, but, I haven't been looking for them.
But I mean, that would be kind of cool if you could, if there was, someone cosplaying as Hulk and Thing, and they got drunk and started fighting each other.
It's like, oh my God, it's happening.
And they're, standing against the wall waiting for each other.
Oh my gosh.
That would have been awesome.
Well, a big part of us going to this con too is we're trying to get in a con shape.
Yes.
We did some walking around, trying to get our feel for the movement.
It's not as organized as San Diego.
And not as big either, let's be real.
Not as big, that's true.
So
it's a little more condensed.
Everything's basically on one floor for the most part, whereas San Diego, it's all over the city at this point. And there was some interesting news in about May that Marvel might not be at San Diego this year. There was a lot of saying they won't. And ever since Disney has purchased Marvel, they do their D23 or D25, whatever the Disney convention is. It's always in August or September.
D12.
The Dirty Dozen, yeah. And it's usually in August and then sometimes in September, but they try to save a lot of their really cool stuff for their own convention. But Kevin Feige at the Thor Love and Thunder junket said that Marvel will be there, that they will have a presence, they have things to discuss, and I'm very excited. I wasn't going to go to Hall H, and now I might have to.
You might have to. You're going to do it again, huh?
We'll see.
Oh, yeah, I guess we're all going to have to do it. Take shifts.
I'm just excited to just to go.
Yeah,
so
me too.
We'll see
What's up.
I don't need to go to Hall H, but we might try. Dave will probably want to.
Yeah.
And if Dave does it, then maybe I'll do it too.
Yeah.
But so with that news, what do we think they're going to talk about? Because they got to
drop something big.
They got to drop something big. Right now, these are the things that we know that we don't have really any footage for the most part.
Right.
So we could see probably footage, I would say, for Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3.
Absolutely. That was my first guess.
Okay. I think we'll see footage for that. But we have Black Panther 2, Wakanda Forever. I know they were filming and then they had to stop, so I don't know where we're at with that, but they might have something.
Yeah.
Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania, which we believe will have big ramifications for the following phase or the end of this phase.
Sure.
I'm not entirely sure, but we know that Kang the Conqueror is supposed to have some type of part in there. I think we might get the Fantastic Four in there.
You mean like a sizzle reel thing or like a logo trailer?
I think they might find them in the quantum realm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
so you think we might actually get the introduction through the quantum realm?
We might get them through the quantum realm. That's a popular theory online that like the Fantastic Four went quantum in the 60s, and they've been missing this whole time.
Okay.
So time hasn't really passed for them.
Sure.
And when they come out, they have been affected.
Yes.
So maybe they're found by Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Makes sense.
And maybe Reed was an old work buddy of Hank.
Hank, yeah, sure.
Like there's a way to loop this in and have an explanation for why they've been gone, and you can get that new fish out of water scenario that we had with Cap.
Right.
And now we can have that
with
through a few other people's experiences.
Yes.
So just spitballing, but we'll see.
I like it.
And then also the Marvels. I don't know if they've been filming anything for that,
yeah.
but we do have something that can be done there. There could be a cast announcement for Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
That would be a good time to do it.
Kind of bomb.
You might save that for D23 though.
Yeah, that's a biggie. That's a little too big.
And then show-wise, we've got She-Hulk coming up, so there's probably more for that. Maybe some fully rendered stuff.
Absolutely.
Guardians of the Galaxy, the holiday special.
Oh yeah.
But I could see them saving that for Disney.
because it's a little closer to Christmas.
Yeah.
So.
Secret Invasion, Ironheart, and the Armor Wars. Those are the things that we know for sure are.
I think we'll get pieces of all that.
You think? Man, that'd be
maybe
a lot of
not
stuff.
the Christmas one, but I think the maybe not the Fantastic Four one.
Yeah,
either.
yeah.
But I think we'll get maybe trailers and a few announcements. But then maybe I don't know. I can see them doing the Fantastic Four cast announcement there. I can see it.
Yeah, it's a good place to do it.
It is.
Really brings Comic-Con back into the fold.
Yes.
Like Marvel, Twilight. And I'm trying to think of something else big that
Star Wars.
But that was already in, like, so Marvel and Twilight really made Hall H something you had to, like,
be
there for.
Okay.
So, you know, to get Marvel back, maybe they want to go big.
Why not?
Maybe they go so big finishing this phase in there, and then they introduce new phase stuff at Disney.
Why not?
You know,
that makes more sense to me.
Something to think about.
Yeah. What do you think we're gonna get if we get any info on Wakanda Forever? What do you think? We think we get like a teaser.
We might see Shuri in the costume.
Okay, yeah. Maybe a Namor cameo.
I think because did you see that there were some sketches leaked of Atuma?
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
So Atuma, it's not Atuma. Atuma is a Namor baddie.
Yes.
You know, Atlantean bad guy. So could be cooler than Orm. You know, since we're gonna have to have those comparisons.
No, it's cooler than Orm in my book.
Yeah, I know. You like Orm way more than we were gonna think. You know.
Yes, he's so cool.
No, very cool character.
Yes.
So yeah, man, I don't know. I would like to see. I would just kind of like to see how this phase is going to end up.
Wrap it up.
Because we don't know what the wrap up.
It's been up and down. Mm-hmm. This is probably the most up and down phase we've had as far as consistency.
Yeah.
Not all of these properties have been universally praised.
Yeah.
As opposed to like the last few years where everything's like, oh my God, Marvel can't do no wrong.
Yeah.
Now it's kind of like, Shang-Chi, which I loved, but a lot of people were like,
A lot of lukewarm sentiment as opposed to like rewatch.
The movie we don't ever speak of was very.
I have a theory.
Yes, sir.
About this entire phase, and it's something that
it was a fever dream.
Oh yeah, we're gonna all wake up, and I'm gonna wake up from my coma and still be in 2020. The stuff that we're getting could be drastically affected by COVID. Less like research groups, focus groups, because they weren't showing the stuff early enough or often enough. Because we did hear about way less reshoots than normal. There were some, but you usually hear more about reshoots, and maybe it just wasn't news, but it wasn't really discussed. And I wonder if these focus groups weren't influencing like they might normally.
Right.
Wouldn't shock me.
Yes.
Rewrites. And with that...
Well, I heard the Marvels was basically reshot over and over again.
Yeah. And the thing
they're trying to save this movie, apparently.
And they were having a hard time getting people back to reshoot because of COVID protocols.
Yes.
And, Hollywood was real strict on protocols.
Oh,
yeah. I mean, Tom Cruise bought a cruise ship to keep people on. Like, it's ridiculous. But, so we are seeing... Even though, again, a lot of this stuff is still very entertaining, it's just not their best foot forward.
No.
I think Marvel knows that, Feige knows it, and I really think they're going to try to, really hit it home.
Yes.
And on a big note, set up, Kang may be Phase 5 baddie.
That's true.
He's set up here, and then we follow him there.
Right. I think maybe we get, I don't know, but you think Kang will be the big bad? Pootie Kang himself. I can't. It's not unlike them to bait and switch us. That's true.
So who would they do? I mean, it seems like
because
they're really
Kang doesn't have that big bad presence like Thanos. World universe ending presence.
But we're.
I mean, he's cool. I love Kang. Just I didn't get the sense that he was that much of a scary threat. He seemed more like an equalizer. Kind of. I understand Thanos was trying to be the equalizer, but he was terrifying.
Yeah.
The version of Kang we got in Loki, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, was very practical and very well spoken and not angry.
Yeah. But he was the last, and he was keeping other Kangs at bay. So was he the worst Kang, or was he our hero all along?
Yeah,
and we're not going to know.
Yeah,
we're not going to know until it's time. So,
ooh, you like that?
Yeah, and that's the thing. We're dealing with multiverses. It seems like they're going to have him more be maybe like a multiversal master instead of a time.
Yeah.
You know,
a Time Lord.
Yeah, you know. So we've got. It seems like they're setting us up for that, but I mean, they could again bait and switch us High Evolutionary, bait and switch us Doctor Doom.
Yes,
like there are still points here that can be turned around, and plus our mutant conundrum.
Yeah, yes.
Where are we going to go with the mutants? Are they retooling because of the presence of what's going to be mutants?
Right.
Like I don't know.
Yes.
Are we going to get a version of the Secret Wars we've talked about and the internet's talked about?
We're going to get it sooner than later.
Yeah, definitely incursions.
Yep.
Incursions. So
yeah,
man, I'm excited. We're probably gonna have to go to Hall H.
Do you think does DC still have a presence at Comic-Con? Remember they were doing their fandom last couple years.
Yeah, you're right about that. Yes, they will. And I part of me feels for them because I think they were going to try to do, try to own Comic-Con since Marvel wasn't going to go. But Marvel likes to always pull the rug out from DC, so they really like to.
They just give it to them. It's not okay.
Right at the knees every time,
yeah.
And it's just so funny and obvious. At this point, it's deliberate.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, but they will have a presence.
Yes,
at Comic-Con.
But with what are they going to bring? They're going to bring your boy. They can bring Ezra Miller with flash footage. They're just gonna come out all Hannibal Lectered and just wheel him out. Like he won't be taking any questions. He will be blinking yes, once for yes, two for no. So but we're gonna talk about him, guys.
I like your suit.
Oh gosh. Oh god. Yeah, I have no idea what they're gonna bring. I guess they're gonna have to rest their if they want. They're gonna have to bring.
They gotta bring something.
They gotta bring Aquaman.
Aquaman for sure. And that's the only one's hyped about.
And I mean, and
maybe a Batman. Maybe something from that. Oh, that's in the Flash.
Yeah. So
man, dude. Ezra's you're really screwed. I know we weren't gonna talk a lot about it, but come on, he's screwing him.
Screwing the pooch, and then what's gonna be the question is what are Amber Heard scenes? Dude, they shouldn't go. Like they should just skip this one, because they're clearly not prepared to handle the questions they're going to get.
Oh, I know.
And what are they going to show us?
Yeah, right. Because the two movies they could possibly market really well have two, giant lion minds.
Are fraught, as some might say.
Yeah. God, you're right. I
have no idea.
What would they do?
I have no idea.
I mean, they have no other projects that I can maybe Black Adam.
The Arkham Knights thing looks really stupid.
Okay.
Sounds really stupid. With
I don't know what that is.
It's a new. I think it's a CW show that's going to follow
God, why are they stop doing these Batman shows?
It's a Batman show, and like Batman is dead, so it's like the Bat family like rising up, but it has that CW feel
to it, right?
And it's not as.
It's like, why stop? I really don't like these shows.
Yeah.
Like Batwoman was okay. It started out okay, and then I just couldn't get into it.
Superman and Lois is getting good reviews, and the people in the shop say it's really well done. Stargirl is oddly comic book heavy on its source material, but everything else seems to be floundering in the water a bit. So I don't know, man. It's going to be good. At least. It's going to draw some people away from stuff we want to do. Like if we decide we're not going to do Hall H,
right?
And we're going to when that's going on, hopefully we'll be able to see something else.
Oh yeah.
But we might do an evening with Kevin Smith, which is usually after the Marvel
panel.
Right. So
absolutely. So
it might be worth it.
Who knows? Maybe we'll do it
to do so. We'll see.
Yeah. I'll stick my cell phone in there.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, don't get us blacklisted. Okay, I need in. All right, dude.
Yes, sir.
Star Wars, Obi-Wan Kenobi. My girl. Dude, it ended. We said we were going to have a discussion about it once the show wrapped.
Thank God.
Thank God. You suck.
I hated it.
You hated it.
I hated
you. Okay, Eric hated it. Blah blah blah. Go ahead, tell us why.
Oh, no, dude,
I'm gonna build you up.
Stop retconning stuff that doesn't need to be retconned, and none of this makes sense. None of this makes any sense. The whole meeting up with Vader and. Just canonically, none of this makes sense.
Spoilers, kids.
Oh, yeah, spoilers. And then him sneaking out Leia in that trench coat was the dumbest thing I'd ever seen in my life. I rewound it 3 times laughing, dude.
Yeah.
Nothing to see here. She should have just sat on his shoulders and they could have put a big trench coat on.
Fake mustache on her,
That would have been less silly,
All right.
I did... little spoilers here. Best moments were, of course, the Vader appearance. As much as I'm bagging on it, I love seeing Vader be Vader.
Yeah.
Okay, that was awesome. Okay. 2, Ewan McGregor as Obi-Wan. Come on, he is Obi-Wan Kenobi. Come on. And as much as I don't care for this gentleman's acting, we did get a reprisal role from what's Homeboy's name?
Hayden Christensen.
Thank you. As Annie.
Yeah.
In the flashbacks.
Yeah.
So that was interesting.
He's also in the suit too. It is him in the Vader costume.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that is him. Yeah.
Yeah. He's looking a little gaunt.
Yeah. Well, he's been out of the acting game for a bit.
He was never in the acting game.
Dude, Jumper's legit. Jumper's a legit movie. All right.
That game, Jumper's good.
So okay.
Yeah.
You guys know.
Lay it on me.
You guys
tell
know
me why
I've been.
It rocked.
Well, you guys know I've been all over this. I think that it's the best Star Wars stuff that I've seen that's been live action.
Better than Mando?
Yeah, because I want lightsaber fights.
Okay, fair enough.
That's what I want. I want lightsaber fights, and I like actually seeing. Like I always felt like Ewan McGregor as Obi-Wan he was doing the best with what he had, but it was just so like one note. Sure. And in this series, man, I love again the burnt out Jedi story. The can I not? They missed a bunch of notes where I think it's so implied, but we needed a little bit more. Like his guilt is what was killing his connection to the Force.
Right, dampened it.
They should have really.
They hammered that in. I could maybe get behind it more.
Yeah.
What was the High Counselor? There was like another
the Inquisitor.
Grand Inquisitor.
Yeah, Grand Inquisitor.
That part bothered me too because spoilers. She was one of the younglings.
Yeah.
In that slaughter that happened.
Yeah.
And so it ends with her turning on Vader.
Yeah.
But that negates. So she basically killed and maimed people in the name of getting close to Vader and then turning on him at the right moment.
Yeah. Yeah.
But so she's going after Vader for maiming and killing people. But she maimed and killed people to get to him.
Yeah, dude, revenge.
That's not Jedi.
Yeah, exactly. Revenge is poison. Like she is full dark side.
Right.
And I mean, they're showing
maybe that kind of expels a little bit of the disgust of that, but
yeah,
it seemed a little too roundabout to me,
yeah,
man. I don't know.
It was so. I think that they handled the Reva stuff.
Yeah,
real
she was
clunky.
great though.
But the reveal that she's hunting Vader was such a great thing. But to your point, there was just so many points where she could have already taken him out. Like that it was goofy. Now I liked when she tries to take him out and he doesn't even draw his lightsaber.
Right.
He just force chops her up.
That part was cool.
Yeah, he doesn't even draw his lightsaber, and he doesn't even use his own to stab her. He picks hers up, and
which is the biggest
through.
Disrespectful thing you can do to somebody is
to
kill them with their own weapon. Yes.
Now I can. Some of the things that the people are hung up on the internet are that she's clearly been stabbed twice with a lightsaber and survived. Once as a youngling, now as an adult.
Sure.
But at least the Grand Inquisitor does say, revenge is a good tool to stay alive or something like that.
I mean, it technically is if you really think about it. And raw human emotion, what drives people more than anything? Revenge. Yeah. It's managed to keep people alive, so it actually makes sense. I like that.
And Qui-Gon, people are like, well, why did Qui-Gon not get when he gets stabbed? Because Qui-Gon was always at peace with the Force.
Himself. He was ready to go.
Yeah, so like he knows through his learnings that when he dies, he will become part of the Force.
Right.
So that's why he doesn't have revenge for being stabbed.
No.
It's not the end.
Yes,
it's not the end of the road for him.
Yeah.
So that's why you have Sith getting literally cut in half, Darth Maul, and surviving because
of the
rage and the revenge.
Yes.
But it never works for them. Yep. That's the thing. Yeah, it'll keep you alive, but Palpatine's old.
Yeah.
He's using the Force to stay alive.
Yeah. I mean, that's why the biggest complaint with the last movie in the last trilogy was that they built up Snoke to be the big bad, which we were all stoked for. Loved the Snoke. What is
Snoke.
It? Snoke?
Yeah, not Snope.
Snoops?
Snoop Dogg.
No, Snoop. Yeah, Snoop Dogg. Yeah, because I love the design. He looked cool, but then they just kill him off in 2 seconds. Yeah. And it was Palpatine the whole time. Yeah. That was such an awful twist. If they would have just made this particular show into the Grand Inquisitor show, and her maybe just have the show her hunting Vader.
Yeah,
I'd have been on board with her hunting Vader, like this prequel story of someone trying to get revenge on Vader.
Yeah,
I would have been totally okay with that. Yeah. Instead of, and then you could do something else with Obi-Wan.
Yeah,
Literally anything would have been fine.
Yeah, you know, it did.
Well,
it
not a
did.
fan.
You know, we needed more. We needed to hate Reva more, and then.
But I didn't.
Yeah, like
I love that actress.
Yeah,
She's amazing.
We needed to dislike her character more because she, because her turn, it doesn't like none of the good she does at the end doesn't feel.
It doesn't feel redeemed or anything.
Yeah.
In a weird way, I kind of like that.
I can dig it,
but that's not how they wanted to execute it.
That's us figuring that out.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
That's us almost applying it to it. Because, they definitely didn't have that while they were shooting it.
Yeah.
They were trying to make it like, oh, she's the hero. Or, and it wasn't.
Well, let's talk about arguably the best part of the series and the show, in the last episode itself. The Vader and Obi-Wan fight in the desert.
Yes.
Or, on that rock planet, whatever it was. Well choreographed.
Yeah.
Just Vader doing awesome stuff.
Yes.
A great moment in which you're seeing, Obi-Wan's power growing, him doing stuff. But I love the line where he says, "Your strength has returned, Obi-Wan, but the weakness remains."
Ooh.
Like, what a good,
good burn.
Yeah, good, it's a good burn, not unlike how he was burned on Mustafar.
Yeah. Return to the burns.
Now, they really messed up an opportunity here, okay? Because I'm going to skip ahead and then come back to this fight. There's a moment in this fight where they were having a good fight, but Obi-Wan's being overwhelmed, and Vader literally drops tons and tons and tons of rock on him, and Obi-Wan, it's a great scene where he's just keeping it braced up there, and you're seeing him struggle with this. How is he going to get out? And he starts seeing the children in his head, Luke and Leia, and that they're the future. And there's this overlaying thread throughout the entire show that Obi-Wan's been trying to reach Qui-Gon as a Force Ghost the entire time.
Yes.
Now, is this not the moment where we should hear Qui-Gon's voice when he's in his all is lost moment?
Right.
He's understanding. He's seeing the visions
he's digging deep.
of Luke and Leia and seeing what their future could be. And if you could hear his master's voice, he could push through.
Yes.
They don't do that.
They don't.
And it's such a wasted opportunity.
You could easily just get an ADR from old Soy Sauce Head.
Yeah.
I always forget his name.
Liam Neeson.
Liam Neeson. I was just calling him Soy Sauce Hair.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just quick. We didn't even need to see his face.
Yeah.
Just have him talk.
Yeah.
I would have been okay with that.
Just get that. Have him get through. To which we have the fight's around. It's almost 10 minutes long.
Yeah. It's good.
Which we have an Obi-Wan fight that is so hard to describe on how awesome it is, and I don't. Even if you weren't a fan of the show and you bailed, just go look for the final Obi-Wan versus Vader fight. I've watched it several times, and it's amazing. There's a moment that was definitely ripped from Rebels, which sucks because in the Rebels cartoon you have a really good fight between Vader and Ahsoka Tano.
Yes,
and Ahsoka was his apprentice in the Clone Wars cartoon.
Yes.
He got to take on a Padawan basically in time of war.
Yes.
Because he's a Padawan. He's not supposed to have a Padawan.
Oh yeah, you're right. They always find a way to get the more than two rule or whatever.
Yeah. Well, it's not a more than two rule for the Jedi.
Okay.
It's just they don't want a master splitting their focus,
sure.
So it's always a Jedi Master or a Jedi Knight and a Padawan.
Yeah,
but I may have an amazing fight, and in the fight in the cartoon, she slices open part of his mask, and we see his kind of charred face and red eyes.
Yeah,
and they have a similar scene in the show in Obi-Wan as well, but the way that they redeem it for me, and which really helps with a lot of the continuity issues for me, is that you hear Darth Vader talking, and the modulation is changing, so it's going between James Earl Jones, kind of robotic, and Hayden Christensen's voice.
Yeah.
And he has a fantastic line that absolves Obi-Wan of his thing and kind of keeps in continuity. Because remember, in the original trilogy, Obi-Wan says that Darth Vader killed Anakin Skywalker. And you have this guilt that Obi-Wan feels, and Darth Vader says, you didn't kill Anakin Skywalker. I did.
Right.
Which is a cool line.
It's a good way. It's
cool.
I can dig it.
It's an interesting way to kind of absolve him of his guilt. But it's just dude, you literally should have killed the Dark Lord of the Sith twice. You left him for dead twice, and he is responsible for countless
genocide
between those points that you didn't kill him.
Killed the planet.
Killed a whole planet, man. Well, I mean, that was kind of Grand Moff Tarkin's like plan.
Sure,
You know,
but
he's a part of it for sure. Yeah, he's a part of it for sure. So while the fight is amazing, there are some touchy things
and that's what ruined it for me. And there was a cool moment they could have had. Yeah. A little moment of levity. They could have had Obi-Wan do a flip up on a rock and just like wink at him.
Yeah.
Like he's looking up at him. He's like, "Huh? You remember?"
Somebody on the internet did a meme where it shows the fight in the quarry earlier in the show, where it's like you see like Vader light up his lightsaber, and that camera angles that way, and he's like sees Vader and then runs and is like immediately runs for high ground.
That's what I'd do.
And then probably what could have been the ending of the show was we had a good hello there moment, which is always great for Obi-Wan canon, but it is fully just like cut off by the fact that we do, spoilers, get Qui-Gon Jinn as a Force ghost, saying I was there the whole time. And so it's like, dude,
I was there all along.
Dude, it's so like it was such a weak way to use Liam Neeson.
It really was.
Like I said,
in the moment you needed.
See,
seriously,
if you would have given him the voice and then shown him at the end,
that would have been fine.
Cool. But so it doesn't end with the best taste in your mouth, but it did. As a whole, I thoroughly enjoyed it. It's definitely rewatchable for me, and that I can't say that about a lot of Star Wars stuff to be honest. So yeah,
I think D+ is, I'm not gonna lie, kind of ruining Star Wars.
You've got to be kidding me.
I'm saying, well, no, aside from Mando, loved Mando. Yeah. I'm not gonna lie, I really loved Mandalorian. Yeah. But I mean, the last trilogy was that Disney?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay, it was garbage.
Yeah, last trilogy was bad, man. But none of the trilogies are really any good.
That's debatable.
It is debatable, but but you can debate it. Like,
yeah, okay,
I totally understand why everybody likes the original trilogy, but I did not see it when it was new.
Right.
So it is just okay.
It's sort of like when people see the first Jurassic Park now.
Yeah.
They're kind of like,
But I don't know, man. That Jurassic Park.
Some of it holds up.
The magic is still there for me.
That's what I'm saying, though.
Because I haven't liked any of these new Jurassic Parks, really.
God, no.
I haven't watched
they're all
the new
terrible.
One. Yeah, I'm watching.
I didn't see the new one either, but from what I heard, it makes no sense.
Yeah.
None of it makes sense.
Well, I thoroughly enjoyed it. I give it a strong A. I would give it a strong B+. I'd give it a B+ because it is not perfect. Because as with all Star Wars things, the things that are imperfect are very distracting. But this had... You gave me more lightsaber fights, and that's what I needed. Sure. I needed more lightsaber fights. Right. That is an equalizer for me, is more lightsaber fights.
Why not just give me a quick Mace Windu? He could have showed up. Just as a Force ghost?
Yeah.
We have not seen him as a Force ghost.
But if revenge is a
dish best served cold,
if revenge is a great way to keep you alive, if you cut my arm off and then force electric me out of a building where I already used a dark side technique to fight with, I might still be alive.
That's true. We might have Mace.
I mean, I don't rule anything out now.
Yeah, okay, very good point. Yeah, so, that's true.
Ahsoka died before too, and she's getting a live action show. Yeah. So
I just want to hear Samuel Jackson's cadence. Yeah. Dooba zaba, dooba zaba.
Abba Zabba, you are my only friend. Kids, that's our show. If you like what we're doing, please hit that subscribe button. Click the bell so you know when we have new shows. Tell us what you think below. Did you like Obi-Wan? Are you excited for the Marvel news?
The SDD.
SDCC.
Oh, wait. What am I talking about?
You're doing weird stuff like you always do. Eric, do you have any final thoughts for us today, sir?
Yeah, we have other things to do, so you'll have to die alone.
Jim Shooter. Kids, that's our show. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. I've been your host, Roman Chavez.
I'm still Eric Icarus.
And we will catch you on the next podcast.